thing on. Conditions were absolutely good. The most iconic downhill race at the most iconic venue in the world. World Champs at Mont-Sainte-Anne was an absolute spectacle to behold. The conditions were absolutely perfect, with rain earlier in the week and then sunshine on race day, giving it that little bit of tackiness that just led to some seriously fast racing. Loads of punctures, some bike explosions and a few crashes just made this one really impressive race to watch. In the junior women's category, there was absolutely no surprise to see Valley Hold taking the win and her second straight World Championship victory in a row. She convincingly beat second place finisher Millie Johnset and third place finisher Anna Newkirk, stamping her authority on the junior category. She'll need to make some space on that trophy shelf soon, it must be getting crowded up there. The real nail biter in the junior male category was Pene Tuhuto Ariki. He was in first at splits 2, 3 and 4, but then he must have slowed down right on that last sector and finished up in third place. He'll be really stoked with that though. Antoine Vidal is Commensal's French enduro racer, but he's rocked up to a few of the downhill races this season and has done pretty good at a few of them. But he waited until World Champs to really lay it on the line, and he finished in second place, beating the full-time Commensal downhill racer, so he's no doubt buzzing with that. I wasn't sure who was going to take the win in the junior men's category, but the filmer for the Canyon Factory team, Aaron Bartlett, said he reckoned he knew. All the way through practice, he said Kai Hearn was just looking unbelievable and he was going to smash it. I didn't believe him though, because Kai hasn't won a race this year, but I should have trusted him. Kai smashes it, taking his first win of the season and taking the rainbow stripes along with it. Tracy Hanna looked right on pace up the top sections, really fast at the first two splits, but then she seemed to back it off on the lower section and you could tell she was holding back. She must have the series overall in her sights and she's just thinking about getting on track next weekend and taking that overall title. There's no harm in that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next weekend. Maureen Cabarrou looked to have a really clean run going and I didn't really see any mistakes, but I went to chat with her afterwards and she said that she pushed too hard, made lots of small mistakes and just lost time in a few crucial sections, but she was still super happy to get her first ever Elite World Champs medal with third. Yeah, we'll see if she can better that in a few years. Tanny Seagrave looked to be struggling a little bit in practice, and she was heard saying that she was kind of scared about really pushing things with fear of what might happen to her shoulder, which was only freshly recovered from surgery earlier in the year. Apparently, the date doctors gave her that her shoulder would be strong enough to take a crash again was the date of this race. That obviously made things absolutely okay, and then she absolutely crushed it. It was insane how much time she took out of Miriam Nicole on that last split. She made up over 2 seconds. Second place after 3 months off the bike must feel really good. Not quite as good as how Miriam Nicole feels though. 4.5 months of recovery and rehab after smashing her ankle to bits. She was definitely desperate to get back to racing. Her ankle was still suffering though, and a lot of pain, even when track walking. She had to get her boyfriend to help carry her down some sections of the hill. She came back swinging though and took her first ever World Championship Elite title, and she didn't even do the last jump. I went to have a chat with her to see how it went. That was a rather good race run you had there. We were very surprised. What was it, like 24 seconds up when you first came down right at the start? Did you have a good run?
Yeah, I had a good run. Like, it wasn't easy. A few mistakes, but I feel like on this track, it's really hard to don't do any mistake, and it was so hard physically. You know, like I struggled again, and I've never been that tired at the end of a race. Like my body was like, No, there was tough, like so many holes, and the track was mint, but because of the rain and the boys, like there were holes everywhere, really big ones. So. And because I felt like I was a bit rushing, like being focused on the line, and I had to be focused on my bike to have the right setting. And I'm so thankful my mechanic and Arthur, the engineers, they were like, we take care of your bike, you take care of your line. I was like, okay, I trust you. You know?
So, like, I was wondering if the ankle was going to be too sore, and we did notice, like, and you chose to go round the final jump. Did you try it at all during the weekend?
No, I didn't try it all. Ankle is sore like now, so bad. So I think the main reason is because I crashed a few years ago and I could have done it, but I didn't feel like I was confident enough to do something I was scared of. I wanted to stay in my limits, and yeah, I took the decision 2 days ago. Like I was going to do it, and then I was like, "What's the point? You know, you don't want to go in that rehab again." So I was like ready to lose the race because of that, but it kind of works still. So I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, congratulations! Awesome to see you come back and just smash it. And you're going to be in snowshoe next weekend racing?
Yeah, but I'm not going to think about it for the next 48 hours.
You might have seen Theo Langston, the South African rider, rolling out the gate, doing a little suicide as he was going through the restaurant and then pulling off the side of the track. You might have been wondering why, and I'll tell you. In practice, just before race runs, he had a horrendous crash. He sliced himself up bad, bruised himself bad, but he is okay. And Ollie was wanting me to send a clip of that crash, so I'll be on that after I finish this video. Finn Isles almost did a carbon copy of his crash last year at the race here. Going into that Tarzan Wood section, he hit a rock, folded into his bike, nearly went over the bars, but he saved it, steered the vessel down to the bottom and got 7th. Not what he was wanting, but still a good result. Dean Lucas was on a flyer in his run. He was the fastest man of the day at that first split, and it looked like by the bottom he would have been about 10th place. But in those woods he got a little bit out of rhythm, and then he tried to do what looked like a really beginner looking SPD hop over the kind of nasty rocky chasm. Mistimed it, chainringed it, and then just got thrown face first into all those rocks. Looked like he gave himself a pretty dead leg, but he absolutely pinned it to the bottom. And I saw him out there drinking beers. He looked okay. Menard was the first man that laid down a run that looked like it could win the race. He was smashing splits left, right and centre, but I was a little disappointed he didn't send his new gap in that lower woods. I was there during practice and he tried it twice, failed twice, and then made the executive decision that he'd just sack it off for race runs. 5th place for Greg on the day, and I know he's wanting more. Stay tuned for a vid on my personal channel where we'll see if it was actually faster to do those 2 gaps. Laurie Greenland is always entertaining to watch. He was drifting into those Tarzan woods. He did a mad huck into a compression after Stevie Smith wall, and he was looking like he was on a flyer. Then in the lower woods, he got squint, he did the gap, landed off centre, and then went shooting off out of sight almost through the tapes. I was like, right, I need to figure out what happened here. So I went in frame by frame, had a look, and it looks like he didn't have a flat on the way in. He did the huck, went squint, caught a rock when he cased it, and that is what probably gave him his puncture. From then on down, the tyre must have been getting soft, going fully flat by that last jump. He looked like he was on for a podium position, so I know he'll be gutted. Amaury Pierron was an interesting one. He popped into view down in the split, and then he was down at the next split, and if you're like me, you're probably thinking, yeah, Menard is safe in the hot seat. Amaury's going to lose more time, and then, oh God, he's up at this split. Oh, he's up even more at the next split, and then smashed the time at the bottom. I had to go and ask him what was going on with his run. So when you came into the finish, you came in and you were like, oh, you weren't happy. What happened on your run?
Like, you know, the restaurant at the top?
Yeah, right at the top.
Yeah. There was like a few rocks and few roots.
Just after?
Yeah, I was like, I was like near stopped, you know, like no speed, and it's like little uphill and then so flat during a while.
Yeah, you have to carry speed.
Yeah, and you can not really pedal, you know, it's like rocks through a big wall, and so it was like, fuck, I was so slow. I was like, so just try to push hard, but but you know, when you push so hard, it's like, another mistake, another one. Wow. So I gave everything.
But happy with third or not happy?
I was not at all happy, but finally it's my first medal, so I'm happy. I'm not. Cool. You know, you're not chasing a podium; you're chasing the win at Worlds.
Yeah, of course.
You know, when you know you can, you're just chasing the jersey.
So now you take the frustration and anger and take it to next weekend.
Yeah.
Danny Hart, another amazing run from the Englishman. The only error I could see in his run is coming out of that rocky woods. He didn't put in quite as much power as other racers, which lost him some time down that next section. When he crossed the line, you could see the disappointment on his face, and I know he's wanting more, but he always learns from his mistakes and he will come back stronger. Right, who else watched Troy Brosnan's run, saw him come in 2 seconds up and thought, he's done it. He's only done it. Troy has gone from Mr. Consistent, always in second and third, and he's just won the World Championships. because I certainly did. I was so stoked for the dude, and he was clearly really pumped on his run, and there was no way anyone could go faster than that. How wrong we were. Never discount Super Bruni. I was so sure he was going to hold back and save himself for the World Cup Series by finishing strong in snowshoe next week. But the World Champs Master, he rose to the occasion and stormed to a historic third consecutive World Champs victory. Only Nicholas Villiers has more? Can Bruni catch him? What kind of a reporter would I be if I didn't go and find Bruni and have an awkward interview with him? You're pretty high in the season, so I mean, well, you're winning the series. You've got one round left. You pretty much, we thought you were going to take it easy. Well, was that taking it easy?
No, definitely not. After Land's Height, I had a little hit in the face, you know, like Amaury rode brilliantly and he was just above me, so I was like, damn, I need to ride better. And it took me 2 weeks to kind of refuel, chill, prepare. And this week was a little bit hard. Jacko wasn't here the whole week, so setup wise and stuff I was struggling, but today we found some good I found some good pace and the bike was responding well, so I was like, okay, I didn't feel super energy wise ready. I was a bit like, doesn't matter how tired you are, just give for 4 minutes, you know, give the most you have. And then I optimized every little part. I did some little mistakes, but tried to catch up just after, staying calm, breathing a lot, and then I could feel the energy on the side of the track was unreal. It was so much time. The crowd was so loud, so I loved it. And getting to the bottom, I was empty. I was pedaling my whole thing, and I crossed the line. I didn't look up, you know, sometimes you look up before you cross the line, and I was like braking, and I heard like the crowd, and I was like, they were pretty loud, but I was like, and then Finn jumped the fence and ran to me, so I was like,
oh, it must be good.
Yeah. So I understood I did it, so I was super pumped, man. Super pumped.
No, like the run looked unreal. It looked like you made most of your time on the high speed stuff at the top, and then you kind of held a similar place to try at the bottom. So did you have anything secret at the top that you knew you had good?
No, the top actually, quaddies, it was my little bit weakness. I was not so fast up there, but I think I had different lines than other people. Especially, you know that you have the first, you have the coffee, then you have the first straightaway. Yeah. I was going left, and a lot of people were going right in between that little V. And actually, I'm already fucked up there. So
that's where on his run, he made a mistake there.
Yeah, he made a mistake there, so he lost some time. He was like, nah. And after that, you have a few turns, and everyone was going all the way outside, you know, that long turn on the rocks. And I was going inside. Not fully inside, but middle, just below. The bottom, I was a little bit cooked, and I tried to breathe and just let the bike go, because it was super rough, and it did like better than last year. Last year I lost a lot of time at the bottom, so I knew I had to be more efficient. And the last turn I went full inside. I was doing some little things that I wasn't sure about, but it doesn't matter now.
No, it worked.
Yeah, so
cool. Right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. See you, man.
Finally, I'd like to wish Brooke McDonald and Kate Weatherly all the best with their recovery from their literal back-breaking crashes that they had during practice. Always horrible to hear about any serious injuries, and we've got our fingers crossed here that they have full recoveries. That is it from myself and Pinkbike here at World Champs. I want to say a massive thank you to all the Pinkbike photographers. There's Ross Bell, Nathan Hughes, Dave Trumpor and Andy Vattis for their stunning imagery we overlaid on this video. And I'll see you next weekend in Snowshoe. See you there.